Child, I know I'm late to the conversation, but can we talk about how y'all hate fat people? There was this girl, right? This woman, she's a woman. She was on TikTok, and this is old news, old news. And she was plus size, and her man was like a muscle dude. And she was like, there were certain people in the comments talking about, oh my gosh, you shouldn't be with her, you should be with me. Like there were certain girls going into her man's DMs talking about trying to convince her man to sit there and go with them instead of her. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this is so pathetic and so cliche. Let me tell you something about growing up big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fluctuating weight, yo-yo diet. Alex, have you tried intermittent? Yes. Alex, have you tried paleo? Yes. Alex, have you tried keep? Yes. Alex, have you? I've tried all of them, baby. Yes, I tried the water cleanse, baby. I invented the water cleanse. Get out of my face. When I tell you shit, I'm gonna tell you shit how I was dealing with it. Okay. I always grew up big. Okay. I was big, then I got a little skinny, and then I got bigger, and then I got just a little bit. Like I never really got to skinny. I was always morbidly obese. Overweight, morbidly obese. Morbidly obese. Morbidly obese. Like that's what I was doing. Like I never really because yo-yo diets, disordered eating, and this disordered eating is something that is self-diagnosed. I did not go to nobody because I'm like, girl, I'm not gonna sit there and say the whole concept of mental health and the whole thing about seeing certain people of a certain demographic be represented with certain types of issues, even though you will live in a family that's a bit more progressive than the average family or the stereotypical African American family. But even then, it's kind of like, still you just like, do I really want to go to these people? Do they really understand this? Do they really get this? Do I really want to talk to Sarah about my eating habits? Does Sarah even know what I'm talking about? Sarah just asked me, do I listen to Tupac? Sarah, am I wearing a Tupac shirt? No offense to Tupac, but not everybody listens to Tupac. I listened to him last night, but you're being a little bit racist. What I'm trying to say is that when I was growing up, a lot of people were coming for me for being big. Now, they didn't come for me for just being big, right? They came for me for being big and feminine, right? Because I saw a lot of niggas who were like morbidly obese, right? But they was on the football field. And so, niggas would sit there and come for them for being fat, but it's like, oh, they can take it because, they use their fatness for the greater good. It's kind of like, I mean, yeah, he a fat nigga, but he different, because he a fat nigga that knock all the other niggas out on the field. So he a real fat nigga, but he's a real, it's like, okay, like, but you a fruity fat nigga, so I don't even know what to do. It's like I already don't like the fruity and I don't like the fat, and you put fruity and fat together, it's just a big fruit basket. I don't know what to do. It's like, well, baby, figure it out. Figure it out. And stop blaming me. I can't tell you how many times people would sit there, friends, and girl, that's why they say you're lucky enough to have that one friend. Because a lot of these girls were not friends, okay? Going around the same type of people that look you in your face and won't sit there and tell you that your lips are chapped or won't tell you there's something that you got a booger in your nose, and then will sit there while we having this whole conversation, while we sit down at the cafeteria, be like, oh my gosh, not that booger in your nose, and then have the whole table laughing. Like I'm talking about friends like that, girl. I still remember, this shit is funny. I still remember bringing Pizza Hut. Girl, it was that era, putting the shoes and on the side you got new shoes and you got a new fit and you about to go to school and you about to show out. Oh my god, look at my Air Jordans, shit like that. Girl, like her Air Jordans, girl, get the fuck out of here. But I was sitting there wearing certain shit, and I was eating certain shit, and I just like I don't eat that cafeteria food. Girl, I went there and I was eating my little damn Pizza Hut. Fat ass. I said, oh, I said, and girl, I can't come up with comebacks all the time, right? They was like fat ass, fat bitch, like man, you such a fat ass nigga. And then they would come for me, and then I wouldn't have no comebacks because I would be like, damn, like, could I? maybe I could say your daddy don't love you. Like I don't know. Like, is that too much? And that would break out into a fight because you can't really sit there and say shit like that. You can't say the real shit. That'll make them feel bad. But at the end of the day, I didn't have comebacks. I still don't have comebacks a lot of times. Sometimes I can read, and sometimes, I'm kind of like, vision impaired. I don't know. I need my senses to be updated because I just don't understand what's going on. And so, growing up being big, there was just a lot of people who always had an issue with me being big. And that goes into also just this whole thing with the black community with the male stereotype. Everybody hates a nigga that act like that, but they always want a nigga that act like that, or they want a nigga that act like that a little bit. Everybody, we don't want ruffians and thugs, but can you act a little bit like a man? You act like a sissy bitch. Everyone had an issue with that shit. And on top of that, I had the audacity to be, big, right? And so that's just from a male perspective. And then going into the queer community, the niggas who got like 2% fat and they still calling them a fat ass. I said, well, baby, if you looking at that nigga and you saying that he's fat, well, baby, there's no hope for me because I'm a nigga with actual fat. I'm not saying it's a fat competition, but I don't understand why you're looking at somebody who just has like a little bit of fat, and even then that's a stretch. And then you're sitting there looking at me and you're sitting there saying, okay, you're fat, and you're sitting there acting like we're the same type of body types, and he still got abs. That doesn't make sense. I can't tell you how delusional the queer community is when it comes to fatness. If we really want to talk about fat phobia, honey, if we really want to talk about fat phobia, talk to the gay girlies. Talk to the queer people, honey, because they are fat phobic down. They are fat phobic. But if we want to sit there and talk about women, okay, from my male perspective, no matter how much I can sit there and say I'm one of the girls, I will never be a woman. I will never have the experience of a woman, besides literally being ridiculed for pretending to be a woman. And that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. From my male perspective, I have seen women also get treated like shit. Unless they are a big girl who happens to be pretty in the face. Same like they say, you pretty for a dark skin. Oh, you pretty for a big girl. You got a pretty face. You got a fat ass. You got fat all in the right places. I can overlook that other shit because you got a big ass. It don't take much for niggas. Just have a big ass, okay? And that's also not really a compliment, but it's like, sure. I mean, they do with that what they will. But when I was sitting there looking at this shit on TikTok, and I was looking at it on other social media platforms, it really was funny to me. It was interesting to me. I remember seeing back to back on Twitter. It was like this moment. After that, there was another woman who was big, who had a man who married her, and he was like not fat. He was thick, but he was not fat. People in the comments, oh, she must be, hold on, shit, y'all. Y'all know our shit. Damn Vaseline. Uh, oh, she must be paying for shit. Oh, he must have a small dick. Oh, like 60,000 narratives. Oh, back in the day. Oh, grooming. I don't even think I saw that one. But you can never put shit over people's heads. You can never be too surprised with people. I was sitting here like, child, like maybe they just love each other. People are so consumed by the reality of only the attractive ones with the attractive ones, only the ugly ones with the ugly ones. Like this formula has plagued people so much so that even when they do have a relationship, they're still miserable because they realize that the outside does not make up for the lack of inside. They realize that even though they look good on camera, you're still feeling upset because all you do is fuck, but you don't have any emotional bonding. Why are we talking about this still in this day and age? A lot of y'all hate fat people so fucking much. I can't tell you how many times I was big, right? Still big, even though I lost weight. Still big, still have fat on me. Still gonna have to probably another fucking year to get this shit off of me. It is what it is. Okay. All tortoise, no hair. I do what I have to do to win the race. I do what I have to do to win the race. All tortoise, no hair. And so at the end of the day, when I'm sitting there looking at people and they have this whole breakdown, malfunction, When someone bigger has the audacity to have confidence, I was like, what's going on? And then turn around and be like, I don't care if you're big. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure you don't care, baby. Because this shit's kind of ridiculous. This shit's ridiculous. Y'all been told a narrative. Because you look a certain way, you give your life to the gym. You are an alien whose home is Planet Fitness. You stay on Planet Fitness. Everyone, people back on Earth, please come home. You say, I can't do that. My home is Planet Fitness. The employees, the workers, they're sitting there like when that person's sitting there getting robbed at the bank, they're sitting there saying, should I touch this red button? He won't leave. I have to go home to my kids. I have to go home to my man. I have to go home to so and so. He won't leave. Why won't he go? Why won't she go? Leave Planet Fitness now. It is not 24 hours, baby. Some of y'all give y'all life to that image. Y'all give y'all life, y'all soul to look that good only so somebody could what? Fuck you? Only so somebody can pick you? And even then when it happens, you're still hollow. Even then when it happens, you're still mean. You too old to be talking about mean. No. Some of y'all are mean. Some of y'all are bitches. Okay? It's easier to be a bitch than to be somebody with empathy. It really is. It's easier to sit there and be a bitch and be hateful and be ignorant and sit there and go off on people. It's so easy. It's really nothing original. It's nothing that takes any type of range. It's easy being a bitch. I've been a bitch. She's been a bitch. He's been a bitch. Little bitch. Big bitch. Everyone's been a bitch. I don't have time to sit there and talk about how pathetically boring it is being a bitch. And a lot of you niggas are bitches. Niggas being women too. Equality. I just can't stand it. Hold on. I get so sick and tired. I get so sick and tired of hearing this debate. I still remember when niggas would get upset at me because I was wearing crop tops. I should wear a crop top now. I don't feel like it. I'm not in the mood, really. I don't feel like it. But I still remember when niggas got so upset about me wearing crop tops because I had fat. They didn't want to see the fat. If they see the fat, they'll get fat. Like, that's not how it works, baby. That's not how it works. I remember bitches was sitting there, and this is gonna be trigger warning, eating disorder, trigger warning, all this other stuff that had to do with weight, trigger warning. So I told you again, all these other people, and I'm not trying to sit there and get no sympathy because God got me, I'm blessed and highly favored. But what I'm sitting there trying to say is how this shit really works. I remember bitches was sitting there coming for me for being big, and my ass was sitting in the room starving myself. I remember I sat there and tried to make myself throw up. Let's really talk about it. How you bitches will sit there and make your whole personality making people feel bad and then be surprised when somebody on their last fucking leg. Y'all really get on my nerves. I'm not saying that there aren't times where I look at a big person and I say, really, baby? There aren't times I roll my eyes when a big person tries to sit there and, make it seem like they weren't the ones who decided to get 3 Big Macs in one day, and that was just a snack for the appetizer, for the entree, for the dessert. That was just the beginning of a cycle of other abuse that they put upon themselves when they binge eat or when they do other harmful stuff because they don't fix the relationship they have with food. I'm not sitting there saying I don't have some resentment towards people who like to live within their fatness, but I know what it's like. Mm-hmm. I know what it's like. And so when I see people constantly reassure me that y'all have these issues with fat people, it's kind of getting on my nerves. I'm not going to give you a cookie because you sat there and you decided not to call someone a fat bitch. I don't understand giving people cookies for tolerance. Oh my God. I didn't, and that's for anything. I didn't call him a faggot. I didn't call him a nigger. Give me a cookie. I'm one of the good ones. Like, baby, I'm not going to give you a cookie. I don't have the cookie mix. I don't, even if I had the money, I don't feel like going to the store right now to get the cookie mix. I don't feel like sitting there making it from scratch. I don't want to make the cookies. I'm not giving you a cookie. You could have a burger. You could have a hot dog. You could have something from the meat selection. Even then, that we have a shortage of that at the food department. And so, I'm not going to give you a cookie for doing the bare minimum. Huh? Why are we giving people cookies for sitting there being nice to big people? And it's become a thing where, look, baby, at the same time, yes, it is more attractive and it always will seem more attractive to have certain bodies. Yes, this much is known. This much is known. Okay? If you're 600 pounds, 300 pounds, you got weight on weight on weight, not everybody's going to find it attractive. That's the truth. Now, do I think that people should sit there and dig deep into that and get on their high horse and be like, I starve myself and I do all of these diets and I look sexy and your fat ass shouldn't have happiness. I should. No, I think that's pathetic. Because why are you someone who has a nice body, a nice look, you look good. I'm not saying you didn't work for it, you look good. You already got certain privileges because of that. Yes, there's privileges in looking good. Why do we need to sit there and get as if you can go find a man at the mall? As if niggas weren't sitting there coming up there, as if a woman weren't coming up to you, sitting there complimenting you, as if you didn't have people just naturally flirt with you. Stop sitting here acting like someone who finally, after so many years, gets an ounce of what you get on a good day or even a bad day. Stop sitting there like, yeah, a lot of y'all want to be the chosen ones. You feel that because you do so much, you're supposed to be the chosen ones. I'm only supposed to get the best pickings. And the funny thing is, y'all get people who look good, but who are bad. He's abusive. She's abusive. He don't have a job. She don't have a job. I swear, you go to the doctor. It's like looking at a dirty. It's like if I take a piece of mold and put it under a microscope in a class. It's like if you STD, 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 chlamydia. I mean, baby. I mean, we just picking bingo. I call it the STD bingo. Winner. Like you won. You won. So and so is filled with it. But they look good. They look good. They look nice. They have a nice body. They look good. You bitches get on my nerves. This shit is kind of pathetic to me. I'm not saying that I don't go through fat phobia. I'm not saying there are moments where I sit there and have my moments where I feel bad about being fat. But a lot of y'all are weird. And it's so funny to me. I saw another girl on TikTok, because I do think some of the girls on TikTok who talk about body positivity, most of them be women. A good amount of them white women, but 9 times out of 10 just women in general. And they sit there and talk about, oh my gosh, I love being fat. I don't want to lose weight. And I kind of roll my eyes, girl, because I'm like, okay, good for you, sis. But like, just like I don't like hearing all the people talk about what I eat in a day, my diet, and this is how I keep looking sexy. I don't want to hear how you keep looking fat and you sexy fat. Good, I love that both of you girls are sexy, fat, skinny, whatever the hell. I kind of get annoyed because I just be like, girl, what? And then half of the ingredients for the people who eat skinny be overpriced. It's like looking at the damn cooking channel and you sitting there and they talking about this is cheap. And I keep seeing sirloin and seasoned from wherever the fuck. Lord knows I don't even know where that season's from. I said, where did you get that? From over the rainbow? I said, how much money does that take? And so when I look at the fitness girlies, they over here talking about a fruit bowl that costs $60. I said, girl, 60? They thought they did something because they said, instead of this, we do this. You see other people, they damn near starving themselves with keto and then wondering why they on their last leg, wondering why they gave in. Because, baby, that don't make no sense. Not everything needs lettuce. Maybe I want some bread. Maybe I want some bread. I'm going to be a man about it. Maybe I want some bread with my sandwich. Maybe I want some bread. Because I'm tired of sitting there replacing bread with lettuce. Now, I'm not coming for you. But it's so funny how keto was such a big thing. And then all of a sudden everybody was sitting there talking about, oh my gosh, like, maybe that wasn't the best choice. You think? You think that wasn't the best choice for you to just cut off bread? Y'all don't need to sit there and look after these celebrities. These celebrities get paid for suffering. Okay? These celebrities get paid for strict ass diets. You know, they can afford to sit there and get, I don't know what the hell they be, I don't know what the hell celebrities be eating, a whole bunch of concoctions. They can afford that, baby. We don't need to sit there and take after celebrities. Why am I taking after somebody who be on camera every 5 seconds? I don't want to. I'm not on camera, baby. Why would I sit there and follow your diet plan? No, no thanks. Everybody got mad at Lori Harvey. She's sitting there promoting this. I said, why y'all asking celebrities? I mean, when you see the TikTok girlies, not really even influencers, maybe what these days everybody an influencer, honey. But they sitting there online, even they be talking about crazy shit. So why were you sitting there talking about celebrities and using celebrities? Even I had moments where I'm like, okay, girl, maybe you shouldn't have said that. But even then, it's kind of like, let's move on. So when I'm sitting there looking at certain people, the fitness girlies, they be eating all types of shit, and they be like, oh my gosh, I'm skinny, I'm so skinny. I'm like, okay, good for you. Next. Like, girl, what are we talking about? And then they be like, love your body and love your body. I'm like, okay, sure. I don't care. And like, love this. I'm so glad I'm not fat. And then people will come for them for that. And then people will come for the people who are on the other side who are like, I'm so fat and I love it. I'm fat. Oh, I'm fat. I'm a fat bitch. And everybody's just like, oh, you're nasty. You're a nasty bitch. You're promoting obesity. As if we sit there and have a camera following them, like it's Truman Show, the only reason your ass hasn't gained weight is because you had a cigarette for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You had a cigarette for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a Starbucks drink. Shit, you acting like you eat. Oh, I eat healthy. Oh my God. Because you done had a deli platter from Walmart. Oh, wait, no, that's beneath you. You're a rich bitch. I can't stand people. I be like, both of y'all get on my damn nerves. Both of y'all get on my damn nerves. Make me sick to my stomach. I said, what's going on? I'm having a malfunction genetically. I had to go to the doctor. The doctor said it's something called dumb bitch-itis, where you witness so many dumb bitches that your body starts to react negatively. I said, how can I stop it, doctor? He said, there's no cure. He said, wait, there's one cure. It's turning off the phone. I said, really? Just what grandpa said? Just like what grandma said? Just like what auntie said when they said, maybe if you get off that damn phone? They was right. I'm witnessing too much. I'm having a malfunction. People get on my damn nerves. Shoot, my ass over here sweating and doing shit. Then bitches will sit there and be like, oh my gosh, you gained so much weight. Or, oh my gosh, you eat too fucking much. Like, bitch, this is the first time I've ate in 2 days. But you wouldn't know that, would you? Stay out of people's business. You wouldn't know what people were going through. You wouldn't know what people were doing to try to survive, to try to meet up to your standards of what it means to be beautiful, to be handsome, to be this, to be that. You wouldn't fucking know. So shut up! Shut up, nigga! I'm tired of this. Yes, I have moments where I have to remind myself, you being no, so you need to shut the hell up. And I'll be like, oh, yes, mind your business. You know your place. I don't know who you thinking. But there's other times where I'm just like, why would you say that? I'm looking at other people. I'm just like, y'all just like, again, you're promoting unhealthiness. You're promoting, and y'all be so surprised when bigger people move. Girl, they have to move at least a little bit to go to McDonald's. They have to move at least a little bit to get in that car to go to favorite. Like y'all be acting like people who are big are like 600 pounds who can't move. Oh my gosh, big people can move. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Y'all see someone who's overweight and y'all sitting there like, oh my gosh, you can move up and down. Do you see their legs? Well, Alex, that's ableist. Do you see their fake leg? Do you see their wheelchair? Do you see their crutches? What is it giving? They're moving. But they're fat, and if you're fat, yes, baby. Even the heifer from Willy Wonka, who blew up into a blueberry, was able to float. She was big, but was she not able to get the job done? Was she not able to get helped by the Oompa Loompas? I'm sick and tired of y'all being so surprised that bigger people. Mama said she's so funny to me. Was she not helped by the? Do you know that sis? I haven't seen sis in a while. She was the it girl for a while because of When Dixie, Soul Surfer. I have not seen her in a while, but that shit is so funny to me. Okay. All right. So when I'm sitting there saying stuff about weight, y'all get on my nerves. I'm not saying that I'm a fitness freak. There's a lot of shit I be seeing people doing. I'm just like, should I? Would I? Can I? And then I just sit there and say, I'll just do my regular, and then I'll ease up to it. Okay, I'm not saying I won't have to add weights. I just added some weights. I won't have to do certain things to get skinny, or I don't want to be skinny. Okay, well, half the niggas I'm attracted to are skinny. I don't know what it is. Half the dudes I'm attracted to are not even like muscular. Like I just don't think muscle. Like your muscle looks good, but I'm just not like I'm in love with muscle. I like skinny niggas. Niggas who skinny. Niggas who are like muscular ish. Like they got muscle on them, but it's not like ooh. Like they may be insecure about that, but I think they fine as hell. I just like skinny niggas. And so personally, I'm just trying to even the playing field because it's like I don't want to get comfortable with somebody, and it's just like they're like, "But you're fat and I'm skinny," and it's like it's like, well, why did I spend months with you then? If you feel some type of way about my body, this was a waste of my time. Like this is my biggest. Like I don't want to do that. Like you know what you got. Like stop acting weird. You know. I just find it so funny though. I just find it so funny how people are just like. I do like some big niggas too, especially if they got like a beard. But it's just like, how big are you? Because you got to be big like me. Like I still got fat on me, but you got to be like you got to work out. Like I like niggas who work out, and you don't have to work out a lot. Just like we could walk, go on a hike. I like doing walking shit more than anything. Like cardio, I like doing cardio more than anything. And so that's the type of niggas that I like fuck with. I don't know why I went into that whole rant. But at the end of the day, it's just so funny to me how people have this whole thing about, on my family just coming in, whole thing about body. This whole thing about if you have a certain body, you don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve to be valued. That's really weird to me. That's weird. It's weird. Y'all don't find it odd that you look at someone who's bigger and you just say, no, you shouldn't be happy. You should be with somebody who's like ugly like you. Cause y'all don't. Let's be real. Y'all do think bigger people are ugly, and it's okay, baby. I've seen plenty of skinny people who are ugly, but because they skinny, they get a pass. Unless they like ugly. And even then, if you know, you know. If you've seen what I've seen, and from my perspective, that's why I always feel some type of way when skinny people be like, being skinny is the same as being fat. Like, you shouldn't treat people bad for being skinny because that's also very harmful and traumatic. But is it the same as being called fat? I don't know, baby. I just seen a lot of people really come for you for being fat. It's just easy to come for niggas for being fat. It's more obvious. Skinny is like, unless you like skin and bones, like really, really bony. It's like, oh my gosh, is everything okay? If you fat, people just be like, I don't know. I feel like growing up, I've heard people be like, ooh, you need a sandwich. They was ignorant. Like, you need a sandwich or something. But it was also like, are you okay? Like, where it's fat, it's like, girl, they not sitting there saying, are you okay? They're like, get your fat ass up. Like, girl, you too big. Like, we don't even have the spectrum. It's just straight to the get your ass up. Like they might be like, "Are you okay?" But for the most part, it's just like, "Bitch, like you're fat. Like, don't you feel bad for being fat? Don't you feel bad for being ugly?" Like it's like, damn. Like I just came from the gym. I was just getting my life together. Y'all still recording niggas at the gym. They still doing that shit. Now a lot of people coming for them because it's like you would think people would be happy that somebody who's bigger is sitting there doing what they beg them to do. They force them to do. And they sitting there saying, love yourself and go to the gym and try to be better. You think people would be happy about that. But you have people sitting there going, getting mad at that saying, well, they're not going fast enough. You're using the equipment. You're not going fast enough. You're going too slow. Well, baby, they haven't exercised in 5 years. So this is like the second or to third day that they're at the gym. So if they're not going your speed, then you need to go do something else and have understanding. Because I don't understand. Y'all want people to just get to it, get to it, get to it. Oh, you got to do this. That's why shows like Biggest Loser wasn't it. Shows like all these other shows for the fitness stuff wasn't it. It just wasn't it. It wasn't it. That's not how life works. People have jobs, have other obligations, other things that they have to go to, other meetings, other appointments, other discussions that have to be um talked about, other things. And so people do not have enough time to sit there and make their whole life like how they be on shows is fitness and doing all this other stuff. I still remember an episode where I think it was with Julian Michaels. I used to live for that show, but then it was like a whole thing. And basically, I remember she had the contestants in a whole area, and there was just a whole bunch of fast food around them. I'm talking about donuts and stuff. She was like, if you give in, and then it was serious music, like, if you give in, you are going to be a loser, or I'm going to be disappointed, or something like that. And then somebody would sit there, like most people who are big, who have struggled with disordered eating, binge eating, who have struggled with impulses towards food addiction. When people say addiction to food, people do realize that that's like a drug addiction. But people already get tired. I'm not saying people who experience people who are drug addicts in their family or who struggle with drug abuse. That's a whole different thing. I can't sit there and speak for how they feel about it because that's their deal. But I'm talking about people like me who we've seen family members like that, or we heard about stuff and we've seen how other people got affected, but we have not necessarily been affected by that ourselves. And so I still can sit there and look at somebody who has drug addiction and be like, that's serious. But when we talk about food addiction, people don't seem to understand what that means. It's addiction, but the drug, let's think of it that way, is now food. And instead of an overdose for doing so much drugs over a period of time, the overdose, instead of seizing on the floor, will be gaining weight and gaining more weight and gaining more weight and gaining more weight. That's the overdose. Health complications. That's the overdose. And so it's different. But people don't seem to understand that. Some people don't seem to understand that some people literally have food addictions. And so she was torturing these contestants in there, now they feel bad, now they're crying. And then you guys sitting there and talking about I'm disappointed. Giving very much Tyra Banks, but let's make it fitness. Giving very much Tyra Banks, but let's make it health. I'm disappointed. I'm not saying Julian is a bad person. That was just a different era. But it really shows to you why and there's other videos that are way more detailed about it. But it really shows you why we've been conditioned to just think fat people are just losers. They're losers and they're big. It's kind of interesting. Biggest losers, But they're that's interesting. Biggest losers. I didn't even think about it like that. But it's just so interesting, growing up, you're just like, wow, like a lot of y'all just like really think it's cute to just hate fat people. I sort of get annoyed with people who were once fat, who now have had a revelation. They're like, you know what? I'm no longer like you fat hoes, and I think you fat hoes should just get over it. It's like once they got a taste of what it's like to not be the fat bitch that they were for years upon years, now they turn out to be the person that used to go against them. Now the victim has now become the bully. That's basically what that is. And it's such I wouldn't even say sad, but just disappointing. It's like coonery, but for like fitness. Coonery, but for like, weight. That's what it is. It's like, my gosh, I don't really I don't really associate. It's like you were one of them. You know what it's like to struggle with that. I would think you would have empathy. I would think you would have empathy and understanding towards people who you used to be like that, or you used to struggle like that. I would think you would understand, but they don't. Some of them don't. They're like, I'm not one of them. Da, 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 da. A lot of these people online, they be sitting there stretching the truth. Y'all be saying something don't like. Look, When I see your before and I see your after, I'm not saying that the things that you do wasn't hard work, because it was. I could tell you put hard work in. But if I see your before and you are not morbidly obese and you have a body where you got abs, like I be seeing niggas, some niggas they be skinny and they be having faint abs already. So when I see the after, I'm not saying that that dilutes or that means that the progress of the stuff that they put in is not good, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think people should look at that and be like, "Oh my gosh, why can't I?" Well, you have fat. You can tug on fat. There was no fat that he was tugging onto. I need y'all to understand that. I had to understand that because I was like, "Oh well, shit. Well, yeah, that would make sense why he would have that body. You know, that would make sense." Shoot, if I could lose weight by eating how people who are trying to gain weight eat, then I would be like, baby, I would have been fit. Like, but that's just not how that works. I don't have a high metabolism. So I can't just keep nibbling and nibbling and nibbling and nibbling and nibbling and nibbling and keep eating. I have a stopping point because it would become too much. And so that's just a thing that happens with a lot of things. Like certain times you look at your body, you're just looking at somebody else and you can't really eat like them. I know it's annoying because it's like they seem like they could just keep eating and eating and eating and eating. But see, they're frustrated too because they keep eating, but they're not gaining any muscle and they're not doing this. Or they gain muscle, but not the right muscle. And they're doing this, but not that. They got this, but not the height. So, you know, everyone has their own frustrations and those frustrations are valid. But I'm just sitting there saying, when it comes to just this whole perception of fat people, this whole perception of fatness and how much you are worth as a person, it's just very interesting. It's very interesting how a lot of people just want you to suffer. Y'all want fat people to suffer so bad. If they're going to die off, you know, it's the same ignorance with any other community. Maybe not the same impact. Because for that type of ignorance and that for that type of ignorance, historically, the context is not the same type of impact. But it's the same type of ignorance across the board when it comes to people who are part of a privileged group or a part of a group that maybe they hit the genetic lottery or something happened. And they just feel like they could just tell everybody else, like, just stop being a fat bitch. As if they're happy for eating, like, rabbit food all day just to maintain a size 2. Like, you know, like, let's not, baby, you may benefit socially, but, you mentally, physically, it's not giving what you thought it's supposed to give. And, you know, that's the truth. Models could tell you that. They look beautiful. The models are giving. But you know, again, cigarette for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sitting there doing other stuff to try to numb the pain. Maybe some cocaine, maybe some other stuff. You know, a lot of dark stuff that they just trying to do because, you know, it's if your body's part of the selling package, you know, you can't have your body mess up. And so there's a lot of things where people envy a lot of people who do have those bodies. I'm not saying every model, I'm not saying every person who's in that field, but it's just a lot of jacked up, you know, stuff that happens. And I just think personally we should all just figure out what we want to do for ourselves. What do you want to do for yourself? How do you love yourself? How do you feel about yourself? What do you want to do with your body? And we do that. Okay? Because sitting there looking at so and so here, and sitting there looking at so and so over there, and sitting there looking at so and so, and what they do, and it's not going to work out. You have to want to do it for yourself. You can't want to do it just because you want to be picked. Because even if you succeed, you will still feel numb and you will still feel a void of happiness, a void of self, a void of something. You will not fully be fulfilled. No matter how much validation you get, it won't happen. Because you didn't do it for you. You think you did it for you, but you really did it for someone else. You really did it to prove them wrong. Revenge body. I used to sit there and think, oh, I'm going to get revenge. They've been gone. I don't know what they doing. Some of them probably got baby mamas, baby daddies. I don't know, baby. They've been gone. What am I sitting there doing a revenge body for them for? It makes no sense. You gotta want to do it for yourself. I'm not saying I don't have moments. Literally yesterday, I was looking in the mirror and I was like, what's wrong with you? It's not giving. And then this morning, I feel good. I've just come to realize that there's days where you don't like it. You don't like yourself. You don't like the way you look. And there's days when you just think, yes, I'm period. I'm giving. It's giving what it's supposed to give. I'm snatched. I'm a bad bitch. I'm living my life. I'm doing what I have to do. And that's just the reality of how this works. And so that's sort of something I've come to, realization with. Like, okay, well, not every day is going to be I love myself. I'm the greatest in the world. Not every day is going to be like that, and that's okay. Not every day is going to be I love myself. Not every day is going to be I think I'm attractive. Not every day is going to be some days I'm going to look at it. I'm going to be like, oh, that's not going fast enough. Oh, that's not doing this. But as long as you keep doing you keep going, you do what you have to do, everything's going to be fine. And as someone who's constantly nonstop, on and off cycle, trying to break the cycle of yo-yo dieting and gaining and losing weight, I could tell you it's hard, but you can do it if you're trying to lose weight. And don't listen to people. Because people, if you listen to people who don't know shit that you're going through, you will sabotage yourself. You will have self-sabotage. You will literally sabotage yourself. You're doing all this extreme stuff, and now you want to give up because you done sat there and starved yourself, or you done did some extra shit, and you done binge ate because your body's desperately looking for nutrients because you done ain't nothing but thoughts and hopes and dreams for the past I don't know how many days. It's just not going to work out. And again, I'm not sitting there trying to downplay anorexia, downplay bulimia, downplay binge eating disorder, downplay any other disorders, and make it seem like I know all the stuff about it because I'm not somebody who's educated in that. But from a human, regular perspective, someone who has dibbled and dabbled and disordered eating, and who's dibble and dabble in yo-yo dieting, I can sit there and tell you, honey, it's not something where you just switch off. You don't just wake up and it's like, okay, I'm better now. That's not how this works. And so you have to sit there and figure it out. And it takes time. Like I said, all tortoise, no hair. It takes time to sit there and get it done. Tortoise won the race, but there's going to be hares that are going to be mocking you. There's gonna be hairs, so you're gonna be on your race, and they see you going slow and steady, and they're gonna be mocking you. They're gonna be having an issue. They're gonna be sitting there tweeting quotes, and they're gonna be sitting there making videos of you in the gym. And they're gonna be saying all this shit. But at the end of the day, 2 years pass, several months pass, and all of a sudden you won the race, and the hair's looking dumb. All tortoise, no hair. All tortoise, no hair. That's how I feel about it. I don't have time. And I'm with the other girls. The people online saying, sometimes I catch myself and I going back and being like, oh my God, I'm fat, or fat, making that a joke. But I'm just like, anytime somebody tweets something sad or hopeless, like basically Twitter as a whole, I start doing what other people doing. In a sense of, or certain select people doing, I no longer indulge in the negativity. When you're someone like me who's been negative, when you've been depressed, when you've literally been someone who's negative, doesn't like anything, I hate myself, I hate the world, I hate, why don't you love me, why don't you want me? If you've been that way, sweetie, you get tired eventually. There becomes a certain point where you're just like, you know what, actually, I'm blessed. I started saying I'm blessed and highly favored. I started saying I live my life. I don't care if I feel bad. I'm gonna say I'm blessed and highly favored. 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 I'm good. I got. What are you talking about? I got a man. That's me. And if a fine man want to come talk to me, talk to me. But I got a man. That's me. That's me. I'm the man. 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 Yes I am. Yes I am. Yes I am. I'm gonna sit there and do that. People be tweeting, "Oh my gosh, I'm so lonely." I said, "Not me, baby. I don't care if I feel the most depressed that day. I'm gonna say, not me, baby. Y'all be great. I'm gonna try my best because I know what it's like to be deep in a hole with nowhere to go. Like that damn koala said, the only way is up, or something like that. I forgot. I looked at Sing too. I feel like a lot of y'all came for Sing too for no reason. Like, I'm also tired of the negativity. I do horror. Okay? A lot of the stuff I make is horror. I can't even look at this no more. Look at it. Someone said it reminds them of the back rooms. I can't even look at half the stuff I make anymore. I'm so tired of, like, I mean, I still do horror work because I do like horror a lot. Like, I really love horror. But a lot of stuff, I'm just like, I don't live. I don't live for that. When you make horror content and you make a lot of dark stuff, sometimes I just want happiness. Like, girl, I just want joy. Can I have joy? Can I laugh? I want to laugh. Let me laugh. I want to laugh. Joy. Instead of letting you fitness heifers and your body positivity heifers come and ruin me. I'm eating my grass and here comes you dang heifers bothering me. Farmer John don't want to get rid of you. I thought about it. Gonna push your ass out there near the damn traffic. I'm just move. I'm just trying to get you out of my way, but Farmer John keeps stopping me, so I just have to go to my area and eat my grass. I'm tired of your heifers bothering me when I'm trying to enjoy my meal. Anyway, bye y'all. Bye.